Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the update. This week we're going to do our updates like as a little series from a part of the Bible. You could call this Bible Time with Uncle Eddie. So think of me as that beloved and a little bit weird uncle that will let you do whatever you want. So there's a part of the Bible, like a little story that my guess is, unless you're a real Bible person, you might not be too familiar with. And it centers around Israel's first king and the inauguration of that first king. He was a guy named Saul. There was a prophet at the time, an old man by now. His name was Shemuel, or Samuel, as you know him. And there's a whole kind of question about the kingship and whether they should have had a king or whatever. But they had made some mistakes along the way. God had delivered them from Egypt gloriously and with great miracles, with signs and wonders. You've heard about some of these things, the parting of the Red Sea and the plagues on Egypt, and then miracles in the wilderness to provide for them. But once they got what God actually promised, they just went from bad to worse. And so they were at this moment in their history, kind of standing there with their king, feeling, and Samuel just pointing out to them, man, you guys, you do not have a great history here. And so, but listen to what Samuel says, and I think it's pretty interesting. Samuel said to the people, "Do not fear. You have committed all this evil, yet do not turn aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. You must not turn aside, for you would go after futile and empty things, which cannot profit or deliver you, because they're futile, they're empty." I hope you caught that. It's a huge insight, right? And it's this insight that says, where Samuel says, listen, don't fear, don't freak out, don't melt down. You've made a lot of mistakes. He goes beyond saying they made mistakes. You have committed evil, yet, don't turn aside from following the Lord. Here's kind of the moral of the story. Ready? It's always a good idea to take a step towards Jesus. During this crazy time, you might have been the person leveraging this, and you might have seen your spiritual self like move forward in ways. Maybe up till now, maybe you've wasted your time. Maybe this time has been, a disaster for you. Maybe you've lost your sobriety during this time. Maybe you found yourself, indulging in, all kinds of crazy stuff and unhealthy things that just make you filled with guilt and remorse. But here's God's word to us. Even if we find ourselves going, man, I'm in really bad shape. Here's the point. Ready? Take a step towards Jesus. Take a step towards God. Whether you've been killing it or been getting killed by it, either way, the advice is the same. Move towards God. He will welcome you. He will say, hey, I'm glad you're here. There's two kind of, you could call them the two great lies of the devil. And one of those is this: hey man, it's no big deal. One little compromise can't hurt you. But then once you make that compromise, his other lie is this: oh, how could you? How could you do that? You're such scum. And you feel like saying, yeah, but you just told me that this was no big deal. See, that's why they call him the devil, all right? It's lies. It's nothing but lies. But here's God's word, right? No matter what you've done, don't turn away from following the Lord. The Lord, regardless of your past, regardless of your history, the Lord is saying, follow me. Start today. Follow me. You can't undo your past, but you can change where you're going by simply taking one step and then another step and then another step towards Jesus. We'll talk tomorrow a little more from 1 Samuel chapter 12.